Let's talk about a word that trips up, well, just about everyone. Deserve. It feels like it should be simple, right? But the grammar behind it can get surprisingly tricky. So, in the next few minutes, we're going to clear up all that confusion for good so you can use it with total confidence every single time. So, let's start with the big one. He deserves to win, or he deserves winning. I bet one of those just sounds a little more natural to you. But do you really know why? Well, stick around because we're about to break down the one simple rule that answers this whole thing. And honestly, you're not going to believe this, but it all comes down to one super simple rule. If you only remember one thing from this entire explainer, make it this. People deserve to do something. Things deserve doing. That's it. That's the secret. Now let's unpack exactly what that means. Okay, let's tackle the first half of our rule. What happens when the subject of your sentence is a person? The structure here is always the same. You've got a person plus deserve, followed by the to form of a verb. So you get things like deserve to win, deserve to rest, deserve to know. And what's really cool is that this structure almost always carries this positive, encouraging vibe. You're basically saying that someone is worthy of a really good outcome. Let's look at a few examples here. She deserves to win the prize. That's a clear statement of her merit, right? You deserve to be happy is this really powerful, positive thing to say to someone. And he deserves to be respected. Well, that's all about the kind of treatment a person should get. You see the pattern? In every single case, it's about people and the positive things they are worthy of. Now, let's flip the coin and look at the other side of the rule. What happens when the subject isn't a person, but maybe an idea, a problem, or a plan? So, this is where the pattern switches. We use a thing or an idea as our subject, followed by deserve, and then the ing form of the verb. And unlike that personal, positive tone we just talked about, this structure feels way more neutral, more analytical. You're just objectively stating that a certain action is needed for something. Now listen up, because this is the crucial little detail that makes it all make sense. When we say something deserves doing, that ing form is actually hiding a passive meaning. So if you say, this idea deserves discussing, what you're really saying is, this idea deserves to be discussed. That to be is just implied, which makes the language a bit tighter, more concise. Let's see how this works. The idea deserves discussing just means, hey, we should discuss it. The plan deserves reviewing. That means it needs to be reviewed, you see? The subject is a thing, and we're talking about the action that should be performed on that thing. Okay, so we've established that things deserve doing. But it turns out there's actually another way to say the exact same thing, and the only difference between them is style. So, take a look. On the left, you have the ing form we just covered. The report deserves correcting. This is super common, especially when we're just talking. It's quick, natural, and to the point. But over on the right, you have the more explicit version, the report deserves to be corrected. This one sounds a little more buttoned up, a bit more formal, and you'll see it more often in official documents or academic writing. And here's the most important part. They mean the exact same thing. One is not more correct than the other. Your choice just comes down to context. Are you in a casual chat with a friend, or are you writing a formal business proposal? That's really all you need to ask yourself. All right, now that you've got the rules down, let's quickly run through the most common mistakes people make, so you can just sidestep them completely. And here we are, right back where we started. He deserves winning is wrong. Why? Because he is a person. And as we now know, people don't deserve doing something, they deserve to do something. So the correct way is, and always will be, he deserves to win. Here's another simple but really common little error. You just can't stick two verbs back to back like deserve, win. The verb that comes after deserve absolutely has to be in either the to form or the ing form, depending on our main rule. So it's got to be deserves to win. So let's bring it all home. If you really want to master deserve, you just have to ask yourself one simple question. Is the subject a person or a thing? As soon as you have that answer, you know exactly what to do. People deserve to do. Things deserve doing. See? It really is that simple. And you know what? That's pretty much it. What might have seemed like a complicated grammar headache is actually based on this one very simple principle. Now that you've got that core logic down, you hold the key to using this verb correctly and confidently every single time. So, with this new skill in your back pocket, it kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other tricky English grammar rules are out there that, if you just had the right key, would become just as simple? What other part of the language deserves its own deep dive?